This was a warning to all traders out there. Listen close. Don't trade against FOMO and don't care. The power of FOMO is strong. FOMO on the charts, it don't care about your plan. It means nothing when the crowd got demands. Traders need intuition, don't fight where it go. Traders that don't know FOMO. The power of FOMO is strong, correct your throne. Perfect setup, looking clean, still breaking your bones. Trade against the wave, get left in the smoke. Traders that don't know FOMO. Trade with intuition, giving truth in the grind. Seen the markets eat souls when they step out of line. Charts look perfect, fibs drawn tight, but that crowd got a fever, push the price out of sight. Greed in the veins, fear in the lungs, liquidity hunting where the big dogs run. You think you got logic, think you got proof, but FOMO's a storm, portfolio gone, poof. Traders that don't know FOMO. It don't matter if your zone locked tight or your candles form a signal in the dead of the night. Momentum fueled by panic, buyers all in a row. Trade against the flow, you bound to get smoked. No more on the charts, it don't care about your plan. It means nothing when the crowd got demand. Traders need intuition, don't fight where it go. Traders that don't know FOMO. The power of FOMO is strong, correct your throne. Perfect setup, looking clean, still breaking your bones. Trade against the wave, get left in the smoke. Traders that don't know FOMO. Traders with intuition, seen kings fall in a flash. Riding setups too clean, still losing their cash. Market psychology, the strongest of chains. Once the herd getting crazy, ain't no logic remain. This the warning from the streets of the charts. Don't be flexing with your pride or it'll tear you apart. Discipline the weapon, patience the key. But if you fight against the tide, you drown in the sea. The power of FOMO is strong. See, FOMO don't care about lines of your math. It's a mob in the market and it clears out a path. TEA's a tool, but the crowd is the war. Fight against the stampede, get dragged to the floor. Traders with intuition stand firm, but respect that wave. FOMO turning smart traders into broken and enslaved. You can plan every candle, analyze every zone, but when madness hit the market, it devours your throne. The bull's blind running, the bear's blind chasing. Order books drowning, no time for debating. Respect the psychology, respect what it show. Traders that don't know FOMO. FOMO on the charts, it don't care about your plan. TN means nothing when the crowd got demands. Traders need intuition, don't fight where it go. Traders that don't know FOMO. The power of FOMO is strong, correct your throne. Perfect setup, looking clean, still breaking your bones. Trade against the wave, get left in the smoke. Traders that don't know FOMO. Yeah. Trying to short the FOMO, bullish snooze. But more news comes out. Now traders singing the blues. This one's a warning to all traders out there. Don't trade against FOMO. It don't care.
That's right, guys. It does not care. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Bingo, bango, bingo, and a bango. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is your time. That's right. It's always time to make this money. So let's do it, guys. Let's make this money. My name is Joe, also known as Trade Intuition, where we show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms, pattern memorization. That's just, it's too much. Now, if you have a great memory, good for you. You know, keep on doing what you're doing. Memorize like 39 million rules, and then the rules have to agree with other rules. If not, then when the other rules apply, and then the structures, and then the more rule. If you can manage all that and it's working for you and you're successful, keep on doing what you're doing. For me, very simple brain. I can't remember all these. Like, if you think about it, there are so many rules in trading, it's ridiculous, because eventually you're going to be right if you have so many rules. For me, I keep it super simple. It either works or it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Let's see here. We are on the crypto bubbles. Well, before we do, let's say hi to Steve. What's up, Steve? Appreciate you, man, being here. Steve says, hey, Joe, hope you're having a great day. Signed, your favorite, Steve. That's right, Steve. You are my favorite. Appreciate you, man. Greatly. We got Dave P in the house. What's up, Dave P? Appreciate you, man, for being here. We're going to say hi to the others in just a moment. Let's get started with the crypto bubbles. Right now on the daily, M up 28.1. What is M? I have no idea. Could we? So here, the song was talking about FOMO. Should you short this? Well, it depends. Like, is there news about it? Did something happen? If so, did they get like a listing or a partnership, or maybe, you know, they're going to be added to the WLFI portfolio? Like, if that's the case, like, we have to be very careful. Same thing with what happened to Crow. We had to wait. Same thing what happens with all these other coins. Like, we have to wait. We really do. And patience really pays off. It really does. So just like that song says, you know, as far as FOMO, you don't want to trade against it, because we don't know if it'll continue going up. But once we start seeing it breaking down, then we can enter the trades. I do have a few coins that I do want to look at. So if you have coins you want to look at, let me know. Let's go to the hourly time frame. The hourly. These are the two big ones again. We have WLFI up 7.6%. Just remember, what goes up will come down. What goes down will come up unless it's a rug. And this one, I don't like this coin. This coin is a spitting image of Trump coin. And we saw how many traders got wrecked. Now, people made money. You know, the group, we made money when it first came out. And then after that, we saw the tokenomics. I was like, ooh, no, not good. Not good. And so, of course, you know, we got out. We had our stop losses in place. And then it just dumped. Same thing with this one. This one right off the bat, it screams scam. Anybody who knows slightly anything about tokenomics can see that this is, horrible. Absolutely horrible. When it first came out, and people were talking about it in my group, you know, as far as the public sell, I think it was like at 5 cents. I was like, you know what? I don't like it. Just because it has to do with Trump. Now, granted, I like Trump. I like what he's doing. There's some things I agree with, some things I don't. But who am I, right? But when it comes to this, I don't believe that people in power, hence the president, should have his hands in crypto. Like all up in there in crypto. I don't think they should do that. Because they can manipulate the coin, the market. It's worse than Pelosi, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. We got BC Port Corp in the house. What's up, BC? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for showing the love. Thank you for coming in here. And I mean, it means a lot to me. It really does. Whenever I have really great traders that are in here, really great, whether it's FA or TA, I mean, it just makes me really happy that y'all are here. And if nothing else, supporting me. So I greatly appreciate you, man. Thank you. What's up, wealth accumulators? That's right. That's right. A bingo and a bango. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So on this, again, I don't like it. Can you make money on it? Sure. Going up and down. Matter of fact, this is one that we are going to look at. Let me rewrite it. I just flipped a new page, but WLFI. I do want to look at this one. If there's any coins you want me to do, let me know. All right. So let's go to the liquidation heat map. We're going to look at the 24-hour liquidations. Right now we have, well, we kind of cleared out the ones on the bottom. You know, we had 20 million, 10 million, 30 million. We had all these millions down here. And we did clear them out. We have some down here. It's not looking too, like there's no in between hot spots. We'll say it that. Here we have almost 50 million sitting at 111,770. Here we have a measly 37.33 million sitting at 108,375. We are closer here, but it looks like we might be bouncing. Now, let's go to the 12-hour time frame. On the 12-hour, let's see here. We have really nice hot spots on the 12-hour. Right at 111,766 for 44.5 million. And another pretty nice hot spot, 34.93 million, sitting at 110,542. I like it. Then we have, you know, the other millions down here. Now, here's the question. And I ask this all the time. Is it going to go up or down? I don't know. Because there's liquidity both up top and bottom, but there's more up top, Joe. Well, it might come up here, or it could come down here, get this, and then go up. How many times has that happened? I know that's happened to me. So what I do, I just simplify it. If it breaks this level, we have a higher chance that it might come down here. If we break this level, we have a higher chance that it might come up here. Now, granted, my verbiage, chance, possibility, likelihood, all those give the leeway, the kind of cushion to where it might not happen. Versus saying, if it breaks this level, it's going here. That's dangerous, especially to new traders. Like experienced traders, we know there's nothing that's 100%, nothing that's defined, and it can only do, we know that because we've been burned many times when we were brand new, and they would say it will do something, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But we always try to remember the good, where it's like, oh yeah, if it breaks the level, it will come up here. If not, there's a high chance, but we don't say those words. We just say that it will. And for me, words are extremely important when it comes to trading because it creates a bias. I'm all about the psychology of trading. Now, Piper this morning, it's so funny. I love Piper. And Dave Digital, I think it was, where he said that, in reference to magnets and blah, blah, blah. And everybody was talking about magnets yesterday. Yesterday was a great show. If you didn't see it, definitely check it out. Some people may say that it got a little crazy, but for me, I love the back and forth. And there was a thing where it says, as far as magnets and everything else, I think that's kind of like a joke for me anyway, because I have the phrase or the term, there are no magnets in crypto. There aren't. And it was funny because today, Piper, he said something, it was like 45 minutes into the show. He goes, and this right here, it's a magnet, blah, blah. He goes, I know Joe's gonna say, nothing's a magnet, blah, blah. And so he went on and saying, and as I mentioned before, there are a lot of people that I look up to, that I admire. I consider them mentors. And it's just the verbiage. People are used to saying magnets. People are used to saying SFPs. People are used to saying, certain words. But for me, I take the psychology of trading very, very seriously. Because again, my mindset is towards the new traders. And I don't want them to get a misconception of, if this happens, it will do this. Because again, it can do whatever it wants. But it was funny though, because Piper, after saying as far as the magnet and everything else, and calling me out, he's like, Joe, I know Joe's in the chat. And then I went ahead and put on there, chance of higher probability, 100%, I'm down with it. I agree, 100%. But nothing's a magnet. And so Piper read that, and he clarified his statement, which to me, that was like amazing. Because I consider him a mentor. And he says, when it comes to what Joe's saying, and again, you can verify this. I think it was like at the 50-minute mark, give or take. No, it couldn't have been. Well, it was about the 45-minute mark-ish. And then he goes and he says, when he was in the service, there's like different percentages. Likelihood is like 30% or whatever numbers he did. Chance of, it's higher percentage. Probability is higher percentage. So whenever they're trying to do their percentages, they'll say those specific words. And for me, that meant a lot to me, because instead of just brushing me off, he understood what I'm trying to get my point across, which is very, very difficult for some traders to understand. Because again, when I say I will give you $1,000. Well, you're expecting $1,000. Why? Because I said, I will give it to you. Now, if I say, there's a chance that I can give you $1,000. Well, now, you might not. There's a possibility I might give you $1,000. Well, you might not. There's a higher probability, likelihood, chance of, the odds are really great that I'll probably give you $1,000 this Friday. Like, there's like more hope that it might happen, but you still have the it might not. Like it's not, it will. But if I say I will give you, well, you're expecting it. And if I don't, well, then I just lied to you. Same thing when it comes to if it breaks the PLC, it will go to the value area low. If it breaks the 50 moving average, it will go to the 200. If it breaks the 382 level on the fib retracement, it will go to this level. That's what I'm trying to express. There are no definites. Price can do whatever it wants. It can do whatever it wants. So I'm gonna get off that soapbox, but I do want to give a big shout out to Army Piper for not just brushing my statement under the rug. And I literally come from the mindset of a beginner. When a beginner hears that this, it's a magnet and it will do this, or it's a magnet and it's gonna come, I'm thinking like a beginner. I was like, oh man, well, I'm gonna bet it short because it will. No, there's a really high, and that's why I love moving averages and VWAPs and everything, because I understand that the likelihood of it going there is really strong. However, there's still that chance that it might bounce anywhere it wants. It could create new support and then bounce. However, the likelihood of it coming down to an average, because again, it's in the name, it's an average. I love averages. You have a much higher chance. So whenever I'm trading, I'm looking for these averages. I'm looking for, like, I have my VWAP. These are my secret tools right here. My VWAP and my moving averages. Because I understand that these are the averages where the price might go to. It doesn't mean that it will. It could come up here and then start rolling over, and then the averages will follow the price. And that's another concept where, the moving averages and any kind of average, it's following the price. The price is not following the average. I mean, it can. Well, I don't say it follows it. It could go back to the average, but the averages are following the price because it's in the name. It's the average of what the price is doing. It's cause and effect. Hopefully all that makes sense. All right, moving on. Oh man, Joe, I think you said we're gonna get off the soapbox. I mean, I did. I think I did. All right, so let's go over here. Appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for tolerating my thought process. And again, my thought process, in my opinion, is extremely important to express, especially for new traders coming into the market. For the experienced traders are like, yeah, Joe, I know they say it will go down here, but sometimes it does. Most times it does, but sometimes it doesn't. Okay. For me, I'm trying to change the verbiage that I use anyway to where I say there's a really high chance it's going to come down here because it's the average. There's a real strong possibility that it'll come down here. Or I might say there's 97% possibility it's going to come down here. I'm very, very confident it's going to come down. Well, it's still giving me that 3% where it might reverse. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Going down the list. WLFI exchange is underwater on most of its holdings. Bad investment, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Now, Crux is really smart, man. Like BC Poor Corp, Crux, and hopefully it's not a disrespect to you, BC. Hopefully y'all are friends. I'm assuming everybody here is friends. But like, these are the two smartest guys I know when it comes to research. Then we have Army Piper, which does, of course, research, and well, same thing with BC. Okay, so fine, Army Piper, BC, because they do a bunch of research and they know about the economy. Like, it's literally the whole circle, and trading. And then for Crux is really smart, man. This guy does deep dives, and he was talking about, as far as WLFI a show or two ago. I think he does his shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but he was on Tuesday where he was talking about it, and I was like, man, like, I'm really glad I didn't get into it. I'm really glad I don't FOMO anymore. I used to. I don't anymore. Dave says, Joe, can you stop talking and do crow? Yeah, definitely, man. So once again, if I have coins to do, I stop talking, I get to work. But if I don't have coins, I talk. All right. Let's see here. BC says, it will. Who, did you do this on the other one? No, I think it was Lunar Beaches Crypto. It's so funny. And I love this, guys. I love this. For me, like this is, I take everything in good fun. I really do. I don't get offended. You can say, Joe, they are magnets, 100%. Okay, fine. That's what you believe. Great. Like, do you bet your entire portfolio on that it will do what you're saying? If so, 100%, go for it. But like for me, it's just so funny. Lunar Beaches says, Joe, it will definitely do it unless it doesn't. LOL. BC says, it will. It has to. It's definitely, it's a magnet. I love it. Let's see here. Steve says, I think everyone should say trade intuition more, Joe. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get to, where, you know, we get out there and we educate more people. There's a lot of great people here in the space. And now granted, even though they're great, there's sometimes they'll say like words, and I know it's just a word, but to me, I'm looking out for the new trader, and the new trader, they might create a bias to where it's like, oh, well, this guy, he knows what he's talking about, and he's been right a lot, and he says that it will come down here to this level. And now granted, let's say, Joe, get off the soapbox. Let's say it broke this level, and your mentor said that it will come down to here. And so it's coming down, and you into the short or whatever, and it's coming down, and then it comes up. And now you get stopped out. But eventually, your mentor was right. So, like, here's another thing that you have to understand. Like, it doesn't mean that it will definitely go there, like, right now. It could eventually. You know, it could go up and down, and then create lower highs, lower lows, and then boom. So, and then, of course, you know, all the mentors are like, you see, guys, I told you, blah, blah. It's like, all right, cool. But, you know, for these new traders, they don't know how to adjust their stop loss or put stop loss. And so they get wrecked, or they'll panic. So what I try to do is just, you know, a whole bunch of thought process. All right, moving on. Let's see here, going to the list. Dutchy says, I typed how to become a chick magnet, and Google sent me here. Dutchy, I hope you like the song. I saw your comment. It was very fun making that song. Initially, I was going to make the song about, I forgot what word, FOMO, sexual. I still need to make that song. I just started, and then for whatever reason, I went to the chick magnet. But great, to me, I think it's a great song. It's a funny song. So if y'all have not checked it out, definitely check it out. And then even on the thumbnail, I have Dutchy's emblem, and then the female here actually has a pin on her lapel or whatever it's called of Dutchy. She's all for Dutchy. So definitely check out this video, smash the like, leave a comment or two, and let me know what you think about the song. But yeah, it was fun making the song. I do need to do the FOMO sexual. That I do need to. I have a lot of songs I have to write. It just takes time. But anyway, going down the list. BC says, Joe must have listened to my stream the other day where I talked about Joe and the view up. No, I didn't. Let me know. Man, I need to wake up earlier. And then when I do wake up, of course, I go outside. Then I come inside. I'm watching Alex O. Then I watch Army. And then I take a little break. And then, so I need to watch. But what time? No, what day? So I can see it, because I do want to see it. Let's see here. Let's see. Me and Crux talk. Okay, awesome. Crux knows projects. He reads white papers. Yeah, like a real nerd. The way, yeah, nerds. It's so funny when OC, when he starts getting all mathy, and he starts doing all his math and numbers and whatever, I make sure to put in the comment, nerd. Yeah, BC, you're a nerd, dude, but you're one of them nerds that's going to be, and you're already, but a very, very wealthy, knowledge-wise and financial, monetary. But yeah, Crux is so smart. White papers are overrated. Uh-huh. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, BC says, I have fun with you. We disagree about certain things, and that's fine. But I never call something a magnet, but I will talk about yeah, and see, and that's the thing too. Like, we don't have to agree on stuff, on anything really. You know, having the discussion is the important part, and being open-minded, and because there's a lot of times where people tell me, I was like, I don't know. And then they keep on talking, and then I'll ask them questions, and then now it's kind of making sense. It's like, okay, I can kind of see now. Okay, yeah, I see your point. Because, you know, you're having that discussion versus nope, nah, you're wrong. That's not how my mentor told me. So yeah. FOMO sapien, I love it. See here. Wall Street Weekly. Tuesday? Okay. I'll check it out. Very cool. All right, so let's get to Bitcoin. So, of course, I made a video, I think, here, talking about what I think might happen. Now, I put this video on for my VIP. Now, in addition to this, I also put this video on my Patreons. Now, this is the free portion of the Patreon. Sometimes I'll put videos on there, and this one I happen to put on. So if you're not a member of the free portion of the Patreon, definitely go there. Why free portion of the Patreon? Because there I have PDFs to where they're really easy to find. Instead of going through all these videos that I make that I might have a PDF on, very easy to find PDFs, very easy to find certain videos. And this one was just a kind of like a Bitcoin update, 1 minute update. Prices up here. I'm thinking this was actually yesterday too. I'm thinking price may come down to about here before coming up, maybe rolling over. So I'm still bearish. I'm very bearish currently until we break these three levels. Level one, well, first, we have to break this high, but this is the high that I'm looking at. So this is level one, and I'm actually going to put these in purple. Hopefully y'all can see this color. I'm pretty sure you can. So that is a purple, and then this one will do purple as well. So there's actually three levels that we need to, in order for me to get bullish. Now, could we go up? Sure. But for me to be macro bullish, we need to break above 113, 114. And we need to close above there, preferably on a higher time frame. 1 hour is good, 4 hours better. Then level two is the break of this trend line, or I call it the tipple, so I can sell y'all something. So I can make acronyms, and you're like, oh, what's the tipple? That's trade intuition power line. Power line? I've never heard that before. I'm intrigued. Yeah, well, come join my group and I'll tell you all about it. No, it's a trend line. That's all it is. It's a trend line. So in this trend line, this is from the first cycle to the second cycle, using the wicks to the wicks, kind of body to kind of body. It created this zone. So once we break above this is level two of the zone, or level two of the bullish. Now, level three of being bullish is right here. After level three, let's go. Moon mission, let's go. It doesn't mean we're going to go straight up. No, could we break below this? Sure. Anything can happen. But these are my three levels. Level one, level two, and level three. Level three needs to break above 116.935. Once again, higher time frame, better it is. If it breaks above on a 3 minute, am I convinced it's bullish? No. 1 hour, 4 hour, yeah, sure. Daily, even stronger. Now, here's my thought process when it came to price being here. And this was actually yesterday. Yesterday we got into a trade. And I was trying for it to go down. I think I entered here. Let's go to the 3 minute time frame. It broke this level. So I entered a short and I had my stop loss up here, and then I moved it down, I think. I ended up getting stopped out. It's like, okay, but I'm still thinking that we're possibly going to come down because we're in this zone. Does it mean that it will? Nope. Why do I think that it might come down? One, it's been going up. I would like to see it come down to maybe here. Could it just barely come down and then continue up? Sure. We've seen that happen time and time again. So my thought process, once it broke, when did I enter? 112? Where's 112? 112, 112. I guess 112, 1. I was on the 3 minute. I've entered here? No way I could have entered here. I don't think I added to my entry either. Anyway. Or did it stop me out? Oh, okay. Okay. So it was over here. I entered here. That's what it was. I entered here for a short. Just thinking it's going to come down really quick, maybe to the 0.5-ish area before maybe coming up. And sure enough, it came down barely, I think to the 382 level, based off of the larger pull. And then it came up, it stopped me out. But once it broke this level, after the stream, once it broke this level, and again, I entered the trade. And kept the same leverage, 50x leverage. And then sure enough, it's breaking the lows, not breaking the highs, which is great. And then just kept on coming down. Now here, I don't trade the orbs. However, I've been seeing a lot of videos. Hey, we got trade fly in here. I don't trade the orbs, but trade fly. Are you going live at 1? Hey, we got Caesar in the house. What's up, man? Caesar's one of my old buddies. I miss you, dude. I miss you. I got to go more into that group. I love hearing your stories. So here we go. Let's go check this out. Okay. So I'm going to catch up on the stream in just a second. I'm going to catch up on the chat in just a second. So in reference to the orbs, I'm starting to kind of back test them. I don't like them. I'll tell you that right now. In my opinion, orbs is like flipping a coin, in my opinion. Now, I know Alex O trades orbs, and I believe is very successful in them. Now, if I had a decent amount of money, like Alex O Crypto, and I forget what leverage he uses, and I don't remember how much of the fees. I think he's like on the really high tiers as far as paying very low fees. Like there's a whole bunch of ifs in that statement. Then I might trade it, but I don't. And I'll tell you why, because, well, for me, it's like flipping a coin. Could I be successful in it? Sure, I think, maybe. So what I'm doing right now for the past 2 weeks is I'm back testing. Well, I'm actually live testing it, really. I'm live testing it with the current thought process, the current market, the current everything. Because that's one thing that you have to take into account whenever you're back testing anything. Let's say you back test, you pick a random date, whatever. You don't even know what date, you just pick a random date and you start going and you're doing your thought process and your patterns or divergence or whatever you trade off of. And let's say you're trying to go long, but you get stopped out. And then you try to go long and you get stopped out. And you try to go long and you get stopped. I was like, man, this strategy is not working. And you've done it 50 times and you've only won like a handful. However, you did not take into the account of the current market at that moment you're back testing. If you're back testing and you're trying to do bullish moves in a bearish market, chances are you're not going to be very successful. That's one thing a lot of mentors don't teach you when they're telling you to back test and use the replay button. Now, when I first started telling people about using the replay button, I just assumed that information that you would take that into account. But I had one of my members actually say, Joe, it's not working. And I was going, it's like, after like 3 didn't work, it's like something. And then I looked at the date. It's like, oh, because right now you're in the bearish market. So in the bearish market, granted, we don't know that until our trades start failing. And we start seeing a pattern like, hey, you know, something's not working. And now you start going to the bearish. It's like, oh, okay, now I'm successful. So that's what you have to do. And same thing here. So right now I'm actually live testing. And here, this was Thursday's orb. So this right here is Thursday's orb. And let's see here, there was an SFP. So what is an SFP? Swing failure pattern. Well, what's that? It's a fancy word for a wick. I don't use SFP. Why? I'm not fancy. You know, I call this a buying pressure wick. You know, this is buying pressure. That's what this is. Because if you say SFP, for somebody who doesn't know what SFP is, well, now you have to explain, oh, it's a swing failure pattern. Well, what's that? Well, this was the lowest point and the price went below it, but then was bought back up. So it's buying pressure. So the chance of it going up is greater than going down. Oh, okay. That's a whole bunch of talking. Versus this is a wick. It's on the downside, which is buying pressure. A wick on the top side is selling pressure. Keep it simple. That's what I do. I keep it simple. So here, this is an SFP on the 3-minute time frame. And this is saying that the chance of it coming up is greater than potentially coming down. However, as I always mention, anything can happen. It could come down. Now, if the price would have gone up, guess what your mentor would have said? Or I'm sorry, guess what another mentor would have said? Look, guys, price came down. We had a long wick reversal. That's what they would have said. However, they're not saying anything right now. Why? Because price can do whatever it wants. And not only that, but what happened to this swing failure pattern? Price can do whatever it wants. So once you just kind of dumb it down, in my opinion, trading gets not so complicated. And here's our level that we don't want to break. And since it has a wick, this is like a zone. This is where it could potentially bounce up. You know, there's buyers, possible. But if it breaks that zone, if it breaks this really, more than likely I'm going short. You know, because it could come up to here and then come back down. Here, definitely adding to my entry. So anyway, everybody trades differently, and just find what works for you. If price would have come down to here and then come up, then the people who trade liquidity would say, well, it came for the liquidity and it reversed. Okay. But I can't trade like this. Not right now, not in this market. Now, here's another thing. Piper Academy, I'm gonna check the chat in just a second, guys. Piper Academy, Piper made, there was a part of the video towards the end where it had the market, and then it had like 4 little humps saying as far as distribution, accumulation, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they were talking about, and I've been saying this for years, like those little things, I call those segments. So you cannot trade the same way you're trading now later. You can't do it because we're in a different segment of the market. And so we have the bullish market, we have the bearish market, and inside those markets, there's segments. So when the segment comes to where, you know, hey, everything's bullish, when we get these dips, you better believe it, I'm buying, because there's a really high chance that we're going to come up an easy 15, 20% on a regular token. Easy. Can I do that right now? No. Why? Market's not great. Market will come down, then maybe come up a little, and then come down and break the low. So this is why I always teach the way I teach. I give you the complete circle of trading. So I'm talking about what we're doing right now, how we can trade in the very bullish times and how we can trade in the very bearish times, and how those have different segments inside of those. So Hopefully all this makes sense. But here, could I have gone long on this, which to me is like flipping a coin? Not even. Not even. At this point right here, when I'm looking at this, I'm still looking at this, wherever we were at. We were probably down here. Let's see here. My thought process, we're gonna get to the chat in just a second, guys. Put a 1 in the chat, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know you're here. Put a 1 in the chat. So price came up and then it came up even more. Now I did a private screen share for my group and I let them know that I need, for me, the way I trade currently right now in this current market, I need to see price come up, come down, and then break this pivot. Because what is that showing me? That's showing me that price came up, got rejected somewhere, found rejection somewhere, came down, and then found the strength to break this. Now I'm going long, with the chance of it doing this number, coming back down, coming up here to the orb high, maybe coming down, and then maybe coming all the way down to maybe 50% of the orb before coming back up, breaking the highs. Let's go moon mission. I need to wait for this. This right here, I flipping a coin, in my opinion. You know, if you have big money, like all you need is this little move right here. You can make it. $100, $200. This move right here, another $100, $200. But I mean, if it comes down, that's $100, $200. Oh, I ain't got that much money to play with. Not like that. Not in this market. No, thank you. So again, it all depends on your risk management. You also have to include the fees as well. So be very careful with the fees. There'll be times where I'll do like $100 account and I'll be doing high leverage, very high leverage. I think there was one account where I didn't go under 75x leverage and I was trading meme coins. I was trading Bitcoin, but the ones that are really dangerous are the meme coins because they can move like crazy. And there was times where I'd win and, you know, I thought it was decent, but my numbers were kept on coming down. Well, that's because of the fees. So there you go. All right. So let me go look at the chat, guys. Let me look at the chat. Steve says, hey, meet Damien. I mean, Damien's in here? I didn't see him. Oh, meet Damien. What's up, buddy? All right. So we're going to give shout outs in just a second. Let's see here. Okay. Going down the list. Terryfly says, I made it. Very nice, man. Very nice. Okay, going down the list. Going down the list. Okay. Terryfly says 1 today. Okay, cool. We'll be going to you at 1 today. So here. Hi, Dutchy. Here. Okay, Terryfly says, start pushing some more volume and they will give you trading bonuses. Another little trick to the trade is create a sub account. Yeah, I always, like somebody had told me about that. I'm too lazy. I have yet to do that. They told me about that a long time ago. And it doesn't take a lot of time either. Is to create a sub account. Yeah, and there's some exchanges that allow you to create a sub account inside that main account. If not, you can just create another account using that referral link. Yeah. Start pushing some more volume and they will give you trading bonuses. Let's see. Let's see here. I've got different starts for the bull market and bear market and Bitcoin versus TradFi. Yeah. Okay, going down the list. Oh, Dutchy. You guys are nuts. See here, going on later on the afternoon. Okay, awesome. Hopefully we can catch your show as well. Okay. Tradefly says, swing color pattern with a bullish engulfing. No lie. I would have been stopped out, but then that breakout retest would have been the short setup. Definitely got, yeah. Yeah, so for me, let's see here. For me, Like, how would I have entered this? Well, if it would have broken this, I would have gone long. And then it needs to break this level for me to go short. It's the level it needs to break. Now, if it does all of this move, let's say it just went straight down and broke my level, I'm not going to enter, because there's a really high chance it's going to come up about 50% of the move before maybe coming down, or maybe find support and going back up. So there's like certain rules that I have. It's not just, you know, I always say I trade level by level, but I mean, there's rules to those levels. And it's not like 50 different rules to where eventually I'm going to be right. No, there's times where I'm wrong. And that's one thing I show on my stuff. Like, yeah, I'd enter here, I'd get stopped out, you know. But I would like here, it would have to break below this, and I would enter, because this wasn't a huge dump. If it would have been this dump, I wouldn't have entered. But since it went up and came down, definitely 100% I would have entered a short. So yeah. Okay, going to the list. Hey, we got Bob in the house. What's up, Bob? Appreciate you, man, being here. Steve says, $14 puts you upper tier, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm afraid to put all my $14 in an exchange. A little worried. Techman in the house. What's up, Techman? Appreciate you, buddy. Dano Crypto, my man. So Dano Crypto, like, I love watching this dude, and I give you shout outs like a lot. But let me come back over here. So let's see here. Do I have you up? Oh, I think I took you off to put somebody else. But let's give out some shout outs really quick. So here is Road Dog. I love this guy. This guy streams at night. He also does morning or afternoon streams. This guy is really good. He's funny. You have to watch him. He's very funny. That's all I can say. You're gonna be shocked. I love watching the dude. And he's a great guy. Meet Damien. He goes live normally around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then does like a 2-hour show. But today he's probably going to go on later. But he's another really good trader. He does stocks. He does crypto. What I really love about him, he has the macro outlook. Really good. And that's what we need. We need the macro. Let's see here. Crux is great too. So Crux, man, I love this dude. Really smart guy. Crux is really good. So definitely check. Now, I know there's a lot of people. I know it's a lot. Trade, like, here's where we're going to go after our show. Tradefly, another great trader. And one thing I love about Tradefly is he gives you the thought process behind the trades and the emotional, the psychological part of trading. There's times where, you know, we win, we lose. And it's good to like talk and express the thoughts that we're having at that moment. You know, it's not all about wins and look at this. I made $5,000 on this trade, or I made 80% on this. It's not all about that. It's about because you can get lucky. Anybody can get lucky. But it's how do you process the wins and the losses? How do you process, you know, the fear, the greed, the anxiety, the depression? Like there's so many emotions that can go on with trading. And if you can hear a successful trader talking about this stuff, it's like, oh man, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I love Trader Gio too. Trader Gio's a beast. This guy, very, very cocky, very cocky. However, and for me, I'll tell you to your face, this guy is very, very cocky. However, he can back it up. He can back it up. So, like with me, like I'll let you know. I'll let you know whatever. Like me personally, I don't care. People like me for that. People hate me for that. I don't care. This dude right here, good trader, really good trader, very confident trader. Does he lose? No. He has learning lessons. And I love that what he says. He goes, I win and I learn. And that's what losing is all about, is learning. You know, so this dude, I love this dude. This dude is really good as well. Dano Crypto, I love watching him especially for like the news part. Now, granted, he does the whole charts and everything else, but with Dano Crypto, I really love, because there's stuff in here that I would not even imagine to look at. And this guy, man, I know we should look at Crow. Sorry, guys, but this guy, like, he's really very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. And whenever you sub to anybody, you know, have this on, have this. This guy is really good, so definitely check him out. Did I put him in here already? I don't think so. So definitely check him out. And like Dano, you know, I do this a lot, and I even say it on my streams, like, he doesn't even know I'm doing this. Well, now you do. But yeah, I tell people to go to your stream. This is another one. This is a great one. This man, he's pumping up his numbers. This guy has a great mindset when it comes to trading. Not trying to sell you anything. He knows that people that have groups, they make money from their groups. You know, if you knew how to trade, then you would just give it out. Pretty much, that's kind of what he says. And I watch a lot of like the fake gurus. There's one guy, man, this guy must be like 6'5" or something, white dude, kind of medium build, real tall guy. He looks tall just because he's sitting down. But anyway, he exposes like all these traders that are fake gurus, and they're charging you to learn how to trade, but they can't do it. They only have this lifestyle because, well, they're charging people on how to trade. So yeah, I'll probably show him next time. I really like the dude. Dude is great. But there's so many others. Frankie Candles is another good one. Where's Frankie at? I'm sure all of y'all know Frankie Candles. Frankie Candles is another good one. He talks about the point of control. I love the fixed range volume profile because it gives you where the majority of the volume is important, extremely important. Volume and the averages of the candle closes. So he does more so the fixed range volume profile. Really great dude. Sometimes talks a little too fast, but I like the energy. Some people don't like the energy. I like the energy. I think it's very funny and extremely knowledgeable. So I strongly recommend Alex O Crypto too. We talked about him earlier, but Frankie Candles, Alex O Crypto. I mean, there's so many. There's not enough hours in the day. Okay, so now let's get back to it. I know there's a lot, but for me, I like giving you my thought process, what I would have done in the moment of the trade versus, you know, spending 15, 20 minutes on how you could have made money, how you should have made money, how you would have followed, you know, 37 rules to enter the trade. I don't do any of that stuff. I show you how you can make money. Not financial advice. I would never give that, but just give you a heads up. All right, moving on. Let's see here. And going down the list. It's funny. Story time. It's so funny. There's like a meme that says, tell me you're in crypto without telling me you're in crypto, or something like that. Or no, there will be signs of being a crypto millionaire or something like that. And it shows where this like little Chinese dude is playing pool, and he hits it and he goes in or not, or it doesn't. And he's got all these little girls around him. They're all cheering for him. They're gonna be signs, guys. There's gonna be signs, you know. Let's see here. Tradefly says, it was me, and lazy is literally throwing money away. Yep. It's an absolute must, my friend. Not sure what you're referring to, but I'm going to agree with you. See here. See here. Going down the list. Okay. Catching up on the chat. Hey, we got Mike in the house. What's up, Mike? Appreciate you, man, being here. Appreciate you guys. See, thanks for sharing Dano's link. Yeah, like I said, I got turned on to Dano from Alex O Crypto. And that's the thing too. There's a lot of influencers, YouTubers, whatever you want to call us, where they don't want to share anybody's channel because, oh, you're my viewer, and hopefully you join my course and hopefully do all this stuff. But there's other people, great people, example, Alex O Crypto, where he's like, we're gonna all go to Dano and show your support, put orders in the chat, smash the like, all this other good stuff. So we go there, and then it's like, okay, well, this dude's pretty cool. And then sure enough, I go and I see he's on my homepage on YouTube. It's like, okay, well, let me check him out. And it's like, all right, cool. So of course, I'm subscribed and all this fun stuff. So whenever I can, if it fits my time slot, I'm watching, I'm showing support, That's what we always have to do. But yeah, but thanks to Alex O Crypto, I would have never found Daniel's channel. So yeah. See here. But Dale absolutely adores Geo. Yeah, I saw that. Man, I think he was just drunk. He was ready to go to bed. But it's like, man, the dude's yawning on stream. I saw you too. He goes, man, the dude's yawning on stream and talking about something. I'm out of here. He could have just left and not do that. And then Geo, I love Geo. Geo's like, dude, if that's all it takes for you to get out, dude, I go way more than that, blah, blah. And Geo doesn't mess with anybody. The same thing with a Porky. Porky, man, you tell him something, he's like, dude, bye, see ya. Yeah, that's funny. Trader Geo, Miss Teen, crypto's favorite, LOL. Yeah, there was I saw it a few months ago where she was sing Trader Geo, sing. He does have a good voice though. Yeah. There's certain things that I want to say, and normally I would say, but I'm trying to be very politically correct. And I know a lot of people will agree with me, but they won't say it publicly. And then there's some people that won't agree with me and get all butthurt. And then, so I got to be very careful with what I say. Let's see here. Going down the list. Okay. You're very welcome, my friend. Very welcome. Thank you for everybody smashing the likes. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Nano says, now we got a collab. Hey, let's do it, man. Oh, I have a collab coming up, I think Sunday. I'll give y'all more info on that. But yeah, Nano, I appreciate that, man. Like for me, I love doing what I do and explaining my thought process. And I'm here to get rich with people, not because of people. So here, going down the list. Okay, and then that's when I started doing it. Okay, so TradeFly, we're almost ready. We're gonna go check out Crow, and then I did a lot of talking today. But no, we only have one. We have Crow. We're gonna get Crow. Okay, going down the list. Let's see here. Me Damien says, if you don't say swing failure pattern, you won't be able to sell your courses, Joe. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. Matter of fact, there was a word that I heard. Oh my gosh. I'm watching YouTube shorts, and this guy, he says, oh my gosh, what was the word? And I meant to write it down. So he does the orb trading, and he says, what you want to do is you want to enter, as it's moving out of the box, you want to enter the orb. Let's say it's coming down. You want to enter it. And you want to, because it may come back in, and this is how, join my course. We teach you about the dynamic financial whatever he says. But there's the word dynamic in there. And I'm like, man, that sounds sexy. But what is that phrase that he said? Of course, I got to look it up. Dynamic, whatever. It's scaling into the trade. Scaling in, everybody knows. Dynamic money inputs or whatever sounds much sexier. Dynamic money inputs. Well, what's that? Well, join my course and we go over the dynamic money input. We have a course specifically on that. We show you exactly. Well, what is that? Well, let me buy that course. Scaling into the trade. It's the same thing repackaged. So what I do is I just dumb it down, and no spider lines, blood lines, power lines. It's just trend lines. Now, granted, I'm trying to sell a course. So these are called the tipple. This is the tipple right here. This is the trade intuition power lines. That's what it is. These are the tipples. So I'm trying to sell a course. Yeah, just making up stuff so I can sell you something. I find it funny. Anyway, let's see here. Dutchie, you're not a mod. Oh, what happened? Oh, I think you got a little happy with muting people. I think that's what it was. If you pinky promise to where you won't be muting people, we can put you back as a mod. Give you a heads up. Because I think you're very funny. I really like you, Dutchie. I made a song about you too. If you haven't heard the song, got to check it out. It's the latest song I have. See here, didn't Dano and Alex collab the other day? Possible. I can't handle the pressure. Okay. See here, going down the list. Going down the list. Okay, cool. All right. Now I'm back. All right, so let us look at. So this is, we're just kind of talking about this, but let's look at Crow really quick, and then we're going to go over to Storyfly. Can't make this stuff up, guys. Cannot make this stuff up. This is why I trade how I trade. Let us go and look and see. The price action was right here. You can verify this. I believe this was yesterday, where I think the price might come up to either come down here and come up, or just break this about 50% of it. And so what I'm doing is I'm showing you all of my secret sauce. I'm showing you how I trade, giving you my thought process, showing you how I don't have a bias of what will happen, but of what might happen, chance of, possibility, trying to help to where you can make money. Now, of course, if you make money and you want access to me almost 24/7, join my group, Trade_Intuition. Reach out to me. It's a Telegram group. If you just want to know what the group is about, I have a welcome video. No sales pressure. I don't sell you anything. You want access? Great. You don't? It's all good. Because I show you everything here. The only difference is you have more updates and everything else. You don't have to wait for the next day. But here, I'm thinking we might come up to come down. If we bounce, we might bounce right and run this area, about 50% of this leg before coming up. Am I going to enter a long right now? Nope. I'll enter it once it breaks this pivot. I'm not going to, how about shorting? Well, it needs to do this number and then break this pivot, and then I can short. Now, as far as the short goes, you know, the market, in my opinion, is going to pull back. Oh man, 20, 30%. Now, this is the macro. This is not like just a real quick trade. This is a macro to where, you know, minimum 20, 30%. So if you're just trading this, could you trade? Yeah, sure. Could you short? Would I short? I really wouldn't. Oh man, I might short to the 786. So right around 0.20276. I might short to there. But by that time, the market may start already, maybe starting to turn, possible. And then this is just for like a quick trade. But if you're doing this for a potential macro, like maybe a 2-month hold till the possible end of the bull market. I don't know when it's going to end, but you know, look for November. Some people are saying December, January, just like how they said last time. I won't fall for that again. So I'm going to be taking my profits. And that's the biggest thing. Take profits. Could it come down this month? An easy 20, 30%? Sure. But this one right here, Crow, because of the recent news and everything else, I do believe that Crow would do very, very nice. This one right here, We were talking about this the other day as well, where, you know, the price was here. If you wanted to, you could do like a third for the short. If it comes up and it breaks this level, just kind of, you know, because it does this pullback and it tries to get its little run up. If it does this, then it breaks the level, you can add another third. And then it comes down, it breaks the level, you add another third to where now you're in the trade. If you would have, you know, into the trade. Now, are we into this trade? No. The reason is I'm waiting for here. I want to show y'all something. Here, it did not break to the downside. So let's just kind of look at this. This is really important. Here, it did not break to the downside. Look at this crosshairs. Here, did not break to the downside. Here, it did not break to the downside. Here, you know, as it's coming up, didn't break. Then finally here, we broke to the downside. We broke. And then after that, it's kind of faking out people to where now it may come just dump. That's what people are looking at. Well, boom, it pumped an easy 40%. And then it came down, did this number, and here I'm looking at it, and then I'm kind of, because it broke another level, I'm thinking maybe we might go up, maybe 30, 40%, who knows? And then I'll catch the short on that side. But here it went down some more. How much down did it go? Let's just say if you trade the way I do, you know, as far as breaking of the level here, it's come down 16%, max 25%. Could it come down even more? Yeah. Would I enter a short right now? No. I missed it. And it's okay. Now, if it pumps and then it does something like this, let me get this right here. So this one is not a good example, because look how this pumped and then had a big drop down. There's no pivot. Here, it went up, came down, stopped. Went up, came down, enter my short. Could this reverse on me? Sure. Could this just come down to 0.5, 618, 786, and then come up? Sure. But it's giving me plenty of opportunities to see the levels being broken to the upside. Put a 1 in the chat, guys. Put a 1 in the chat. We're going to be going over to TradeFly. And let me just catch up on this. Let's see here. Okay, so Dutchie's already at TradeFly. Okay, going down the list. You guys are the best. Oh no, Dutchie's still here. Nobody ever wrote me a song before. I'm starting to question my... Oh, you guys are funny. All right, so let me go ahead and set this up to go over to TradeFly. So I do greatly appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You guys are the absolute best. TradeFly, okay. There we go. All right, so we are going over there. I do thank you guys very much. Once again, I know we have just great traders in here, whether it's, you know, TA specialist, FA specialist, or just, you know, jokesters in here. You know, all you guys mean the world to me. I'm absolutely honored to be a part of your crypto journey, and thank you for being a part of mine. Now, let's go to, let's see here. Bob says, I love the simple TA. Don't always get to watch because I have to work to support my crypto addiction. Hey, there you go. But let's go over to TradeFly in 3, 2, and 1. See you later, guys. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Take care.